You have to be careful of the words that you say in the locker room to the guys, and given obviously what they're probably feeling after that loss.
Yeah, the biggest thing I told those guys is, you can't let your emotions rule the game. You know what I mean by that? You can't, you get a loss, it can't be about emotions. I tell the guys every day that it takes all of us, and it starts with me. That's individuals, that's myself. And we got a loss like that, you can look across the board. There's a lot of different things that need to be cleaned up. And like I told from the coaches to everyone that was in that room, from the training staff or whatever, there's a lot of things that we have to get better at. The other thing that I told them is it doesn't matter just because you remove a coach or something. That doesn't just change overnight. In order to change a team around, you're really changing the mindset. And the thing that we didn't do well is finish. We preach it every day. We didn't have focus and we didn't have finish. And talk to the guys also about not letting the little things creep in. Well, seeing is believing for some. So at the end of the day, once they see it, and when it's to that magnitude, you have to believe that you have to do things the right way. If you don't do them the right way each and every day, that scoreboard will always be like that. And at the end of the day, the scoreboard always has the final say.
How much was the injuries on defense played? Because you lost Jermaine Washington, you lose Jermaine Gabriel, you lose Abdul Kane, you lose Micah Highway. That's a substantial.
We got to the point where we had the middle linebackers playing free safety. And at the end of the day, you have to find a way to fight through all adversity and stand tall. And that's the biggest thing. And that's what I told those guys is, hey, you don't have to fight through it wherever it comes. For whatever reason, it was our time to see it. We didn't have any injuries per se in training camp. We did a good job there. We had a bye week, and then now we got guys going down left and right, going from one package to another package, to create packages on the whiteboard. The punter's out, and you had to go to the next one. So, those are lessons that we can hopefully learn from in terms of strengthening this team and the way that we prepare, that the next guy up is a true mentality, but also in the way that we tackle, the way that we just prepare ourselves.
James, take us through your rationale for removing him from the game, especially when the score was what it was.
Well, at this point, we know where that is. It's never conceding or anything like that, but at this point, when you look at it, it's like, hey, mathematically, you're probably out of it. Now let's get some other things going. Defensively, we couldn't do that, or we had to do that just because of the injuries. We had to put some other guys in and see where they are. But when you look at it offensively, it's like, hey, let's see what's going on, see if there's a spark, see what's going on. But the thing about it, when you look at James, it wasn't one of those, oh, he's not performing. We get in with Mac that gets in, and they still had a better day than us. So at the end of the day, we know exactly where we are. Now it's not wishing and hoping. We know exactly what we have to do to continue to move forward. We got to protect the quarterbacks up front. We got to be in better shape. We got to catch the balls, and we got to protect the football in all three phases.
Or is there an injury or injuries that you think are very, very serious at this point?
I haven't had a chance, Frank, to sit down with the medical staff and see. What you guys saw is what I saw, and I just know every 2 seconds they were telling me he's not coming back. He's not coming back. So I don't think anything is serious. The one that I was worried about the most was Jermaine Gabriel, but I think he'll be all right.
And Ronnie too. Ronnie Pfeffer wasn't kicking in the second half.
He wasn't kicking either, so he had an injury, so we had to go to Drew on that. So that's not especially, but hey, that's part of having 2 kickers on. So that was a tough deal, but nevertheless, we have to move forward.
How important is leadership now in that locker room, and how can they help you as a team to redirect this, put this in a better direction?
Well, it takes all of us. It's not just leadership. It's not one coach. It's not one there. It takes every man, because there's some guys, when you start talking about it's the coach, it's the leaders, it takes every man that's on that roster and every man that's next on that roster and every man that's coaching that man and everybody that's taking care of him in order for things to turn around. So that's putting the onus, and like I said, it starts with me. That me is the head coach. That me is those guys as an individual. When you look in that mirror, it's not one person. You can remove coach after coach after coach. It ain't going to change until all of us learn how to win day in, day out.
In football, coaches say, I want to burn the film.
Yeah.
Do you use this film as a teaching tool for the guys?
I can tell you right now, the X amount of years of coaching, this is the craziest thing that I've ever seen. But yeah, it's going to be teaching film. The one thing I know defensively is, we talk about tackling. We've spent some time on tackling, but fundamentally, I think across the board, we have to go back to that. We have an extra day or so coming up here, and we had it scheduled to be a fundamental practice. And you put things in there, but that's definitely what we need is getting a fundamental practice with these guys and making sure that the eyes, hands, feet, and all those things are there. The schematics, we understand that, but I could just see so many times it was a drop ball. You get an interception and somebody, we don't protect the ball. Everything that we scream and yell every day, those are the things that we have to continue to harp on. But like I said, for some guys, seeing is believing.
You have a history, the team has a history of, going back to last year, of having not a very good running game. Do you see anything in the future that might improve it? Is there a way you can improve it?
Yeah, we have to run it. We have to come off the ball. We have to do that, and we have to do some things. You know, I give credit to them as well. You know, they're very unique in their style of defense. You know, and those guys, they play good defense. They played together for a while. You know, and they have some good players over there. So you know, they understand that. You know, they're further ahead. Looks like in their schematics than we are. But at the end of the day, before it's all said and done, we have enough girth up front to push that line of scrimmage and run the ball at some point, even with our backs.
Talk about rushing the ball, I just want to know, how do you get James Wilder more involved with 12 rushing yards today?
Well, you know, it's one of those things to where, you know, you got to go back and look at that film, and that'll be better evaluated for myself to see where there's some options there. You know, there are some of those, they're call runs, and some of those are read runs. You know, that's where we are in terms of the football game today. You know, even at the end, it was a read run. We probably could have been in a run instead of a read run. But those are the things that we have to work out, and we have to find a way that we can use every guy in this room or every guy in that room to do what they need to do.
Thoughts on Darrell Walker?
Well, like anybody else, I mean, I don't think anybody showed up out there today. You know, so you know, he made a play or two. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not questioning anybody in that room. Those are professional football players. Those are good football players in that room. We just got to get our minds right, and we got to get back down to it and find out how to win football games. It doesn't matter what the hell happened here in 18. Okay, it was 18, it should have been 17. Corey Chamblin's back. That ain't got nothing to do with it. At the end of the day, it's about football. And it's about every man that's over in that building locking down and saying, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to win a football game. I'm going to work my tail off, and that's what I'm going to do. And not worry about what's written in the paper, not worry about what's tweeted, not worry about anything. It's football. You know, you're gonna take some lumps. You don't want to look like that. But like I told them, hey, I'm still strong. I'm ready to come back, and they have to be ready to come back. So I think. And last thing, like I tell them, is I got a ways to go. They have a ways to go, but I believe we'll get there.
How important is
Last
game speed?
question.
Yeah.
So, Corey, is there any consolation knowing that this is only game 1 of 18, and if someone gets exposed so quickly in the first game, you kind of like know exactly where you are, like you know what the baseline is.
Yeah,
right now.
it's funny you say that, Frank, because you know one thing that we preach through training camp is you got to be aware of that copperhead. You know, a rattlesnake's gonna let you know where he's gonna bite. But today, everything that we have has been exposed. You know, and I think that's the positive in it. Is hey, I don't think there's anything left. You know, in terms of exposing, we know exactly where it is. Exposed us, you know, in some of our schematics, some of our individual play, and some of our individual coaching. So, you know, I don't know if it's a consolation. I do know that you know we're fortunate to have another game coming up this next week. That this wasn't the championship game. So we're going to continue to build a better boat week in and week out till we learn how to win football games.
Thank you, Coach.